Hi everyone, this is Greg Jackson. Just wanted to show a little bit of the build process for the Goblin 420 Raw and also some really cool things from Ion RC, including these just really awesome, incredibly detailed frame side art covers. I mean, again, showing just how the detail is there and how it's 3D. It's very difficult to see when you're looking at the pictures online, but all of those different grooves are 3D and raised up. So I'm hoping that the angles that I'm showing in the video give you an idea of the sense for this. But even there, you see how that driver is going inside of the A. So all of that is raised. And what's really cool with the black parts that you'll see on the frame side art is that each of the different combinations or where the black lines will lie, it's all different. There's dozens of different variations of this. So if your buddy at the same field has the same color chosen, well, there's a really good chance that it's not going to look exactly alike because of the odds and chance. So I think that's really cool that it gives you some uniqueness and, really is art, in my opinion. And that's coming from me as a musical artist. So anyhow, but the way this is going to work and what I had started originally, I was doing my install and added the battery guide, but I had the one screw go in because these are designed to have just a little bit wider of an opening so you can make adjustments for ease of installation. It's really recommended that you install the back screw before any of the others, so that way you have that wiggle room in place. So what I'm going to do for this video, and hoping to go pretty fast so that way you're not spending a lot of time watching me screw these things in, because that's not really the point for the videos. The videos are supposed to show you just some of the really cool upgrades available for the Raw 420. But I think it is important, especially if this is someone that is building one of these helicopters, building their first ever helicopter. And the Raw 420 is going to be a really good first build for people because it is just one of the easiest builds I've done, and probably the first time I've ever enjoyed building a helicopter. I enjoy flying more than anything else. So I'm not one of the build guys or dealing with a lot of the electrical tech and things like that. My main thing is the actual building, actual flying. But for this helicopter, I actually really enjoyed building throughout this whole thing. So I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, the hexagonal piece, so that way you see how that works and how you can then, if you're building this helicopter from scratch, you can then do the guide at that point. But so I'm going to be quiet for just a second, just so I can make sure that I'm getting everything in and done correctly, and then I'll show you what I did. Okay. Oops. And when you get these pentagonal pieces installed, they're really It's really more for like a friction type of fit. And I'm going to grab the built helicopter so you can see where this all goes. But here's the built helicopter, and so I get that in. This back one that'll go there is going to hold it in. Not sure if I can do this really quick while having everything else out here, but where's the piece? There we go. So hoping that's at an okay angle, but I'm gonna prop this up actually. This case. Well, I'll hold it this way. It's much easier doing the build when you're not trying to also get things in line with the camera angle. But when you're making the install, you'll place that pentagonal piece on the other side and then screw in there. That's going to help you get things set up for keeping everything in place. Now, if I'm doing this on a brand new build like this, place my hexagonal, sorry, I keep saying hexagon, it's a pentagon shape really, but I'm going to place that there so it's in nice and neat, right? Then go ahead and screw that in. Hopefully get that to hold. I'm going to keep that loose for now, so that way I still have some wiggle room to play. And now at this point, I'm going to install the other battery guide. That way, I'll have that in place. One other thing, if you're building this is your very first helicopter build, it's really great that you can kind of pinpoint and match and see after you get one side built. For me, I do the side with the battery release or the battery lock assembly, because it's going to have that in place, but then I can match up and see where these different screws are going for everything else. So like using some of the extra bags here to add Loctite. And for this, some people have different preferences, so I'm not going to give an advertisement for which brand Loctite to use, but I'm using the blue Loctite there. That's for the landing gear. That to the side, and get these out. So this is installing the battery guide. All right, so get my little bit of Loctite there, and now again, keeping this in mind that I've installed one side of the battery assembly, I'm going to go ahead and let that stay off for now. And generally, I like doing the one in the middle first, and then I leave a little bit of play. I don't tighten it all the way, so I can have some adjustment left in there. All right. Next one. All right, so now I've got this installed. Try to go. There we go. Now that I've got that installed, I'm going to get this side piece back in place so that I can install that. All right, so wanted to get this shot, or this portion of the video shot at a different angle, just so you could see how you're going to do the back part using the pentagon shaped that we talked about. I did go ahead and place this on the skids just because it was going to make it a little bit easier for me to handle everything while shooting video. Still it's not that hard when you're doing this even not on the skid. So if you're doing this from brand new opening the box type of thing, but with me trying to kind of handle everything at a somewhat different angle than I normally would, just to make sure that I'm capturing everything for the video, kind of made it a little bit cumbersome, so that's why I decided to go ahead and put the skids on. Now, as I mentioned, there is a slight difference in the size of the opening, and that is by design, so that way you have some play for, not play, but you have some ability to make adjustments. It is really suggested to put in all of these screws last, to do this one first. And I'm going to do a little experiment now just to kind of see what it's like if you do it a different way, but most likely I will make adjustments. So now on the self-tapping screw, I have the washer. I'm going to screw that in. And at that point, that should get everything held in now really well. And then at that point, you would tighten everything else. Then go to the other side. Again, there's not really any order that as far as which side you should do first. Just coincidence. Place in, again, the pentagon shaped screw. Get that in. Nice. Have your washer. Screw that in while holding on the other side. And again, do not over tighten these. There's no need to just barrel down and use all your might to keep everything secure. So now we have these really awesome side frame art pieces in really, really well. I'm going to get under different sort of light so that way you can really see everything and see a lot of the details. Just really, really awesome, especially the 3D type of feeling to it, where it has some depth and perception to it, but just really, really awesome. So can't wait to get the rest of this built and get you some videos of everything up in the air. Okay, thanks again.